Hi, welcome to my video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install Gentoo manually. I made a little cheat sheet or prep list of my manual way of configuring a Gentoo based system with XFS. I'll show you how to do it. This will work on anything. Like you can do this in a virtual machine. You could also do this on a host PC. So I'm going to show you how to do a VM. So to do it on a VM, you just type Gentoo, and I'll just put with XFS because the other one's with EXT4. So yeah. So I'm going to select the ISO. I use the live GUI ISO, which you can get on the Gentoo page. It's like 3 gigabytes. It's just like it's a live Gentoo. Live Gentoo with KDE pretty much. So I don't know why it's still with Windows. There you go. So on a virtual machine, if you do have a lot of memory to spare, give it a lot of memory. I have 48 gigabytes on this computer, so I will get a lot of memory. And I'm also going to be taking off Arch Linux off this computer here, and I'm going to be putting Gentoo on it. That will save me money. I was planning to get another NVMe disk, but I bought an amp for my guitar, so I'm gonna save my money and just. I have Arch Linux I have it on disk. My other computer next to it is Arch Linux as well, which I'm gonna keep because I think that's better for gaming. And my B-Link in the living room is using Arch Linux as well. I'm not gonna even try to put Gentoo on that. But I think this box here will be good for Gentoo, since it uses AMD 5700X. It's pretty nice GPU, CPU, GPU. The GPU is a 3060. It's pretty nice GPU as well. And also it says right here for hardware, it says enable EFI special OS only. Yes, you want to take that. So 4 cores, 16 gigs of memory. I put this usually about 64. That's good. 67 is good. Good enough. And the only thing I really tweak out here is the display. I give it like 128 megabytes. So power that up, and we'll boot it up, and I'll show you how to install just the base. I'm not going to show you how to install like well, I mean there's ways you can install Gentoo, GNOME. I will show it like in the process that how like to set up GNOME if you want to use GNOME desktop, but it's not going to be I'm not going to install it right away. You know what I mean? So first thing is first, basically you just go here and you can do it LSBLK as usually. I don't write it down on my prep list because I do it naturally. So there's no disk. Why? Yeah, there is. I didn't see that. SDA. There you go. Okay, okay. So we're gonna do sudo su. I'm a little tired, so I might mess up this setup, but I probably won't. Anyway, so sudo. Okay, do that, and just do cf disk /dev/ whatever your disk label for the drive that you want to put Gentoo on. In my case, it's SDA. GPT, yes. And you're going to make a new one, and you want to make it 1 gigabyte. So just put 1G. And the next one, it's all that. So you just put write, yes, and quit. Basically, it just makes a default system. They're both Linux, and it just to set up the layout. So first thing we're going to do here is we're going to create. So we're gonna make XFS file system for root. So we're gonna do /dev/SDA2. Okay, that's done. Now for the bootloader, we're gonna do mkfs.fat dash capital F32 /dev SDA1. Okay. There you go. I just spelled fat wrong. I put fave. So we're going to make two mountain directories here. So we're going to put mkdri/mount/gentoo. And then we're going to mount SDA2, which is our XFS file system. That's going to be our root. So we're going to do a mount /dev/SDA2/mount Gentoo. And then now we're gonna make a directory, and we're gonna pipe it or put it with /mount Gentoo together. So we have to do -p and /mount /gentoo/boot/EFI. Enter. Now we're gonna mount SDA1, which is our boot partition. So mount /dev/SDA1/mount Gentoo boot EFI. Okay. Now we're gonna get the stage 3 file, and to get that, you just go to the web browser. This is why I used the USB GUI ISO to have the luxury of it loads up to the page right away with Firefox. So all I have to do here is grab desktop profile systemd merge user. Okay, so you just copy a link. Make sure that it says AMD 64 above there, not ARM 64. Don't get that mixed up. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to /mount cd/mount Gentoo. Okay, and we're gonna do a wget, and we're gonna get that stage 3. So it'll take time. It'll take some time to get it. That's basically your Gentoo system. I'll try to make the video not as, I'm gonna pause a lot of stuff that when it's compiling stuff. This here doesn't take too long, so I'll just let that go through. That's why you'll see me like doing things a little bit fast, because I don't want to like waste your time, and I just want to get to the point pretty much. So after you do that, you just basically do a tar xpvf, and then you just take stage and just hit the tab key, and this will put this in your /mount/Gentoo. Make sure that you get the stage 3 in that directory, and then you can just untar it inside there. Basically, you're basically already having your Gentoo system on there, but you gotta set up the package manager and all the Gentoo stuff, and host name, and your file system tab, and your kernel, your bootloader, all that stuff. All right. So now we're gonna do nano /mount /Gentoo /etc /portage make.conf. Okay. Now we're going to add in the common flags, we're going to add dash march equals native. Well, that's what I use. You guys can use whatever you guys use, right? So down here, I'm going to add make ops equals, I just put dash J4 like that. For now, that's what I use. You can add more stuff to it if you want to. That's what I use. Good enough for now. Now, after that, we're gonna do emerge. And do a dash emerge sync. This will basically get your ports. Your portage, and it'll unextract it. So port snap extract, like what FreeBSD does. Anyways, I'm gonna just pause that because this takes a little while. So yeah. Okay, so once that is all done, grabbing your portage, you basically want to do this: emerge dash ask mirror select and actually yeah, merge dash ask mirror select ask mirror select. So enter. We're gonna grab this. Because what this does here, this little program, you can select the mirrors of, for your Gentoo. You can have mirrors. You can select the mirrors for your country, which I believe would be the fastest mirrors for you, right? So basically, I'll grab that and I'll show you how to set it up. So we'll let that grab it. So now it's grabbed. So we're going to do mirror select dash I dash O, and then these two little arrows pointing on the right direction. Slash mount slash Gentoo slash etc slash portage slash make.conf. Okay, then you'll see there's countries here. I'm going to select Canada for me because I select them all. You don't have to do that, but I do anyways. Just if one server is not working or whatever, it'll go to another one. So yeah, it's good to select all. I select them all. There are not much servers in Canada. So maybe like, 8 probably. So, okay. So if you do cat slash mount slash Gentoo slash etc portage make.conf, you'll see that now we got these mirrors inside our make.conf. Okay. Clear. Sorry. Anyways, after that's done, we're going to do so CP. We're going to copy the resolve from this ISO to the mount Gentoo system. So we're going to do CP dash dr reference slash etc resolve.conf. This is very important because if you don't get this config file, you won't have network on your Gentoo once you shard it. So that's good. Now here's the fun part. So we're gonna mount all the stuff here. So we're gonna do mount dash dash types proc slash mount slash gentoo slash proc. Enter mount dash dash r bind slash sys slash mount slash gentoo slash sys. Okay, mount dash dash make r slave slash mount gentoo slash sys. Now mount dash dash r bind slash dev slash mount slash gentoo slash dev. Mount dash dash make r slave slash mount slash gentoo slash dev. There you go. That's all good. Now we're gonna Chroot it. Chroot slash mount slash gentoo slash space slash bin dash. Then we're gonna source it. Source slash etc profile. Then we're gonna do export space ps1 equals quotation bracket Chroot bracket space $, this other squiggly kind of bracket. I don't know what you call that. Anyways, you know, these brackets, as you can see in the video, and hit enter. There you go. It just to show that you're in Chroot. So after you're done doing that, we do another emerge sync. We already done that, so I don't think we need to do that again. Maybe we do, because we gotta do it on the Chrooted system. That's why. So you gotta redo it. So once again, I'm gonna pause the video. So once that's done, which is it's about to be done. So once that's done, we're gonna learn about eSelect. So eSelect news and eSelect profile. So eSelect news, and we're gonna type Liz. Oh, look at all this. We got all this stuff to read. So we just do eSelect news read. Okay. Now we're gonna do eSelect profile. eSelect profile this. So this will give you all the list of the profiles and what I'm going to be using. And in this video, if you're following this guide, we're going to be using pretty much, I think 8. This one here. Systemd, GNOME, and merge user stable. Okay. So we're going to do eSelect and profile set 8. Okay, and just double check that. We just do eSelect profile list, and there should be a little star there. See the little star? It's on 8, so that's selected. Good. Now we're gonna go to the next one, next thing. So now we're gonna go to our Portage again, but this time we're doing this in a Chroot. So we're gonna do nano/etc portage /make.conf. Okay. Now we're going to add our use flags. So in our use flag, for now we're going to use this. Okay. So we're going to use use dash. We don't want GNOME online accounts. We're going to put a dash in front of GNOME online account. Putting a dash means that it's not going to use these when you set up Gentoo. When you set up GNOME. We don't want Qt5, we don't want KDE, and we do want X, we do want GTK and GNOME and systemd. We want all of these. And okay, and we're gonna just save that. Okay, and so we're gonna do another thing. And we're gonna take previewer out of Nautilus. So to do that, we gotta go to nano slash etc slash portage, okay, slash package dot use, which is a directory, and we will make a file called Nautilus. Nautilus. Inside that file, we're going to add GNOME base Nautilus with a dash, means that we don't want this in there. Preview org. And the reason why we're taking these out is because it will install WebKit GTK. I can't talk. But yeah, that's why we're doing that. So yes, and also we're gonna see, like, we're gonna want to do this. We're gonna go back to nano slash etc portage make.conf. We're gonna go in the configuration again, and we're gonna want to add this. You'll see right here. Accept license. So we're going to put accept license equals star, which star means you accept all the license. So you don't care what license you have. If you want totally just a free software, like free software only system, you can do it as well. But I put a star because I don't care about the license. I don't care what license I use. I accept them all. Doesn't matter. And also, you can also do accept keywords equals. I do mention this later on in my prep list, but you can add it now. Quotation, that little squiggly line thing, AMD 64. What this does, it will give you bleeding edge. So you'll get the latest, greatest Linux software. So it'd be roll and release, pretty much. Sort-based roll and release. Doesn't that sound cool? Now, here's the fun part. We're gonna do an update. You can type all like dash dash ass dash dash, you know, verbose dash dash, you know, all that stuff. But what I do, I just do A V U capital D capital N at world. Just keep it simple, right? It's the same thing. It does the same thing. This will probably take a little while. So 80 packages. I'm just gonna put this on pause so that way the video won't be long. But basically it's just gotta grab all the stuff and update your system. 131. This will take a while. So yeah. I'll unpause it when it's all done.
So I had to stop my other video because it was taking long to update the system. So I got some sleep. This is me continuing this video. It will be all in one video when I'm done with this. So after you're done updating the system, which will take a while doing that, so yeah, be prepared for that. So we're gonna do time zone. So for example, in my case, you can always check the time zone. I forget where you can check it. Plus etc time zone. Is it share? I don't know where the time zone is. User share time zone. I forgot where the, like, there's a thing you can check it on the guide, whatever. But to set up a time zone, once you do have, you know, like your time zone, you just do, for example, for me is echo, you know, quotation, Canada / Atlantic quotation, that little arrow pointing right, / etc / time zone, like that. You hit enter, and then you just use emerge dash dash config sys dash libs slash timezone dash data. So that's basically how you set the time zone. That's just an example. And then next we're gonna do local gen or locale gen. You do nano slash etc locale.gen, and you just select your locale. So in my case is English United States UTF-8. So you uncomment that, save it, and then you basically run locale gen like that dash gen. It'll generate your locale, and then when you're done doing that, you just do select locale list, and you just set your locale. So you just do select locale set, and in my case it will be 4. And then once you're done that, you're gonna do env update nn source slash etc slash profile nn export ps1 equals bracket Chroot bracket star the other squiggly bracket ps1. I don't know what you call that, and like that, and then quotation like that. So that is done. So now we're gonna set the kernel. I think it already installed this, but we'll do it again anyways since I have it in my paper thing. So emerge dash dash as sys dash kernel slash install Gentoo or install kernel together dash Gentoo. Shouldn't take long. Okay, that's good. I'll be right back. I'm also cooking hamburger, so just doing that while I'm doing this video, which is probably not ideal. But anyways, let's continue. So that's done. So we're gonna do emerge dash dash ask sys kernel slash Gentoo kernel dash bin, which I think is the fastest way to get a Gentoo kernel. It's the binary one. This will take a while. I'm gonna pause this video and let it do its thing. Okay, so once that is done, compiling the Gentoo kernel, you want to do this one here. So basically, you're gonna do emerge dash dash ask sys kernel slash Linux dash firmware. This will take a while unless I already installed it. We'll see here. Yeah, this will take a while. It needs to download the firmware. It doesn't take that long, but I'm going to pause the video anyway just to cut time. Okay, so now once you get the Linux firmware, and that's all done, you basically want to go to this website here. It's a GitHub source. So you just open up Firefox and you basically type https:// trying to see here, github.com/ I don't know how you say that name, GLACION and gen Fstab. Okay, and you just want to grab the code, and once you grab the code, you just extract it And then in your root shell on the live ISO, not the Chroot one, you want to just open up another bash, which I already do. So you just do sudo su. Okay, so we're gonna go where we download it. It's in download, and it's called gen, like that. And you just want to show mod plus x gen Fstab, just to make it executable, or make sure it's executable. So we're gonna do a dot slash gen, just hit tab, and then do slash mount slash Gentoo, which is the root of your mounted system on the hard drive that you're building. Just hit that, and then it will show you that it created files for your Fstab. Now, once that's created, you just want to do this dot gen Fstab slash mount slash Gentoo, okay? Because you asked for the file, put it. Basically, you want to put it in slash mount slash Gentoo slash etc slash Fstab, like so. Okay. Once that's done, you just go to your Chrooted system, and you just go to cat slash etc Fstab. Then it'll just to see that you have it there. Okay. Now we're gonna just do a password, like so. That is to create your root password. So you create a root password. And once that's done, you want to create a username. So we're going to do user add dash small m dash capital G space users comma wheel comma audio dash s slash bin slash bash and your username. Okay, once that's done, you're going to do password, like pass WD, username, and then you set a password for your username. Okay, once that's all done, we're gonna do emerge dash dash ask dhcpcd sudo neofetch inxi grub and EFI boot manager. Make sure you have these in there for your bootloader, especially EFI boot mgr. So make sure you have that. Otherwise, you won't be able to make a bootloader. Great one, you know what I mean? And this will take a while, so I'll pause the video. Okay, so once you have all those programs installed, you basically, or we're going to set up sudoer, because if you notice, we did install sudo. So we're going to do editor, all in capitalized, equals nano space vi sudo. And then we're going to uncomment %wheel %all equals all. Ugh, I can't even talk. So just scroll down until you find it. So you'll see right here, just uncomment that. So that will basically, anybody that's in the group wheel can use sudo. So you just want to save that. And then after that, we're going to be setting up the bootloader. So we're going to do emerge dash dash ask dash dash new use dash dash deep space sys boot slash grub. I think we already installed grub above here. Like, it's already there. We already have it. But do it, just make sure. Anyways, we're going to do grub dash install slash dev slash SDA in my case, but your device can be, your disk label could be something different. So whatever your root is of your disk label, just do slash dev in your disk label, the root of the disk label. No like partitions, just the main disk label. And then you hit enter. This will install your
EFI partition, no errors. Now we're gonna make the configuration file. So basically we do grub dash mkconfig dash o slash boot slash grub.cfg. There you go. And then you should have all your systems set up. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna exit, and that will exit Chroot, and we'll just do a power off to power off the system. Or if you're doing this on a host system, you can just type reboot, whatever you prefer. But in my case, I have to do some stuff here. So system, I'm going to take out floppy, and I'm going to take out optical, and I'm going to now boot off the hard drive, because the system should be set up if everything is all configured properly. So there you go, grub the Linux, the latest Linux kernel, and it is working fine. So, so we're going to log into our user. There you go. So now we're gonna do some things here. Reason why I set the host name after reboot, because with the live ISO of Gentoo, it runs OpenRC and not system control or system D, whatever. Yeah, system D. You can't use system control there, so or host name control, because that's system D stuff. So that's why I put it afterwards. It's all good. So you basically just do sudo hostname control space hostname and the name of your host that you want to call it. I'm going to call it Gentoo-virtual box, like that. Okay, and then we're going to do system control enable DHCP-CD. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, do that in root. Do that in root. I'm gonna do sudo. I'm so used to being in root. So that there will create your network. With Wi-Fi, I have no idea, but you probably could set it up with GNOME and Network Manager. That will be part 2 anyways, because so that's pretty much it. So if you exit, now you see you have a host name. There you go, you got a host name. So I did put accept keywords squiggly line AMD, that means bleeding edge. I already accept that at the beginning of this video, so I already did most of the updates already. But you can also, if you don't have to add that during the configuration in Chroot, it will save you time to set up your base. But if you want to set it up when you're in Chroot, it will save you a lot of time once you do load up into your main system, your freshly new Gentoo system. So when you do, like, let's say sudo emerge dash AUV capital ND at world, it probably will have some updates, maybe, but it won't be like big time major, and it's pretty much already updated. So once you do that, you can also do emerge dash dep clean. This will clean all the deps, like all your dependencies that you don't need. While it was doing the update, it'll just remove all that. So pretty much it'll remove what you don't need. So, and in part 2, I will set up the GNOME Lite and how to set up Network Manager and Pipewire, and that will all be in another video. And in Virtual Machine, I will also show you how to set up VirtualBox guest editions and all that stuff. But in this video, basically, it's just installing the base system, and yeah, it's working pretty good. No complaints. This is actually a pretty little good guide I done, because the handbook is a lot to read. I sort of just took what I need to make a system, and it's very similar to like a manual Arch Linux system. Not entirely the same, but it's quite similar, I should say. It's probably a little bit more complex than Arch Linux, but it's pretty good. Once you do the system a lot, like you get pretty familiarized with the system a lot. So if I do it init-p, basically I am using XFS file system, so that's good as well. So if I do it init xi-motherboard system and graphics, I guess, and I. So that's pretty much the system. I'm using Gentoo. I'm using the Linux kernel 6.6.9, which is the latest, even in VirtualBox, and even in Arch Linux it's 6.6.9. So yeah, pretty much 16 gigs of memory, systemd, bash shell. So yep, that's how you install, a base of, like, the base system of Gentoo onto a hard drive, either if it's in a VirtualBox or VM or on a host system. This will actually work on a host as well. So yeah, thanks for the watch, and stay tuned for the next part when I have time to do that one as well. But I'll probably be busy in the next few days, so who knows? Just be prepared to see another part 2 video of Gentoo, but this time we'll be installing GUI, which will be GNOME base or GNOME system for Gentoo. All right, cheers.